up and make with the dance to the beat, to the beat, to the beat. I like the way you do dance to the beat, to the beat, to the beat. Shake your bum and down, let me dance to the beat, to the beat. Let me dance to the beat. Baby bend down low, make a buckle. Scatter your waist like a buckle. The way you dance like a ram, make a drop that make a pull. And I want to dance to the beat. Like on me box and me, I want to dance to the beat. The way you dey shake it, make a they want to the beat. Say the music is sweet, oh. Shake up your bump and make with the dance to the beat. If you know dance is music, you dey rich. To the beat, to the beat, to the beat. Get up and make with the dance to the beat, to the beat, to the beat. I like the way you dey dance to the beat, to the beat, to the beat. Shake your bum and down, let me dance to the beat, to the beat. Let me dance to the beat. Hey, hold on. Let me see you hold on. Yeah. Hold your body and let you rest for you, man. Control am. Yeah. I like the way you dey move am. Hold your body and let you rest for you, man. Let you rest for you, man. Oh, no, 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 lamb. Yeah, man. I got it.
To the beat, go. No master for you, but master can fall to the beat, flow. Just take a type and I saw we dey go. Once you more, yeah. Once you more, yeah. Once you more, yeah. Just take a type and I saw we dey go.
To the beat, to the beat. Get up and make with the dance to the beat, to the beat, to the beat. I like the way you do dance to the beat, to the beat.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Africa Teach-In, a production of the Pepperbird magazine. I'm Jay Rodney Chesson, your host. During the past month, the African and African American communities were very busy with activities. They had a number of events, and just to name a few, there was the Max Dorley 5K Walkathon that at Roger Williams Park. It was a beautiful day and a beautiful event. Then we also had the Rhode Island Black Business Association's scholarship dinner. That was another good event. Then the NAACP had an event. And in October, during the first week of October, the Nigerian community of Rhode Island celebrated Nigeria's 54th independence anniversary. And that was a beautiful day. The community marched from Central High School in Providence, Rhode Island, to the Roger Williams Park and back up Broad Street. And there were music, songs, people were dancing, cars formed the parade all the way up to the park, and they turned around and came all the way back down Broad Street to Oasis headquarters, which is at 600 Broad Street in Providence. And there they had refreshments, and a lot of politicians were there as well to meet the group as they came in. That was a wonderful day. And to cap it off, that Sunday, there was a church ceremony held by the Council of Ministers of the Nigerian community. And that was held on Potters Avenue at the International Church. Hold on 1 minute. I think it was the Salem Gospel Mission International Church at 607 Potters Avenue. And we attended that event, and it was a wonderful event. So now we're looking forward to the rest of October. And as I have to tell you, first of all, that the Liberian community, in conjunction with URI and the Rhode Island Department of Health and other African communities like the Guinean community and the Sierra Leonean communities and the other West African communities within Rhode Island are coming together to have a combined initiative on the Ebola virus. And this is on the 16th of October. It's going to be from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the URI Feinstein campus in Providence, downtown. For all of you who know the campus, it's downtown, and it's important that we all turn out to get this information about this deadly Ebola virus disease that's killing people in West Africa. For those of you who read the Pepper Bird magazine's October to December issue, we did a little piece on Ebola, and we thought there's a report out right now that if a cure isn't found or measures to control this disease isn't determined or concluded between now and January 15th, there may be up to 1.4 million people who will die from this disease. Now, this is unacceptable, intolerable. We have to come together. The world have to come together. This is not an Africa thing or Liberia or Guinean or Sierra Leonean thing. This is a world issue. And we can see now this African from Liberia just died in Texas, and all the other people are being killed. But this guy died. So where do we stand from there now? How many more people will start to die in this country? So if he can die, that means we don't have all the facilities and equipment and supplies necessary, even in this great nation, to battle that disease. So we have to become conscious. All of us have to learn about this disease, how to battle it, how to prevent it, how to care for our people who have it, so we can eliminate it from humans. So that's what this conference is about, and I hope you all can find some time to attend it. Also, the Liberian Community Association will be having its monthly meeting, and this goes on every fourth Sunday of the month. So the fourth Sunday of October, Carol, what is that? What's the first Sunday of October?
The 26th.
The 26th, October 26th, the Liberian Community Association will be hosting its monthly meeting. That will be held at 807 Broad Street in Providence, Rhode Island. That's the Indian Council. So just go there and make sure you participate in the meetings, you share information and learn about things that the community is doing, and we all need to get together and work in our communities. That goes for the African American community, that goes for the African communities, that goes for the Cape Verdean community, that goes for every community in our state. So let's get together and work hard, okay? Keep the work going on. Now, we try to get in touch with Morris Akinfolarin, who is the Executive Director of Oasis International at 600 Broad Street. You know, we're trying to consolidate all the efforts of the various communities through Oasis now, because all the grants, all the aids, everything we've been getting from the various agencies and the state, those things have shrunk. Okay? They're not there no more. There are too many non-profit organizations asking for aid. There are too many other people that need help too, that these scarce resources have to be shared with. So it's not there no more. So we have to come together to find means to promote ourselves and promote our efforts. Okay? So we had to talk with Morris, and they plan everything for the communities. And we have all the leadership councils meeting at Oasis. And we talked with Morris to find out what the community was doing through Oasis for the rest of October.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for doing this event with us. My name is Morris. I'm with Oasis International. I'm the Executive Director. I have with me here today one of our youth leaders, which is Ms. Toyin Akinfolarin. that is with me today on this program, and I thank your listener and your viewer, for listening to this program. For Oasis International, we are now coming up with another program, our 5th African Gala Night, celebrating our culture. The theme of this year's event is opening our heart and mind to a new horizon. That is the theme of this year. We have a keynote speaker, we have Community Service Award, we have Professional Service Award, and we have acknowledgement of our elected official for this year's program. The event is coming up, and it's going to be October 25th at the Marriott, 1 Home Street in Providence, and that is what we are doing. We are celebrating our youth and celebrating people that have done so much, for the community. We encourage everybody to come, to come and see this show, especially, to come and appreciate our youth, because they need our help, and we are always there for them. The Oasis are the leaders of tomorrow, starting today, as we are teaching all the time. And that's why I have one of the youth leaders with me today to be part of this announcement. So that's what is coming up at Oasis.
So, Morris, how are the youth going to be involved in these activities?
The youth are the cornerstone of our organizations. We really invest in the youth because we believe in this organization, they are the future. So we will continue to do our best, by really educating them to be a better leaders of tomorrow. We do give them scholarship when they head to college, and which we do as a result of any reward, any stipend that comes from the gala, like the proceeds from the gala, are being geared towards the youth activities. And that's why we're encouraging people, to come this year, to come and support the youth. So I have here with me Ms. Tony Akijisola, who is going to be talking about some of the activities of the youth in Oasis International.
I've been a member of Oasis International for close to 10 years, and it has allowed me to be more culturally aware of my African roots. It's also allowed me to be more involved in the community. For example, we've been involved in trips such as Washington, D.C., which we went to in spring break, and we were able to visit the nation's capital, and we became more aware of how certain laws are put into practice. And we also visited a Veterans Memorial, and we also attended the Jefferson Hall of Fame. And with that, we were able to gain a better history of our country, and we gained a little more appreciation for how we have freedom here. We also attended a back to school bash, which we attended Six Flags, and that was just getting us prepared for this upcoming school year. And with all that we've been doing, it's been building us up to be more involved and grow with the community.
And part of that, I think is part of the training that we give to them in Oasis. Every Sunday we do meet here to do youth leadership education program. In that, we have the youth as Tony, to moderate the meeting and sometimes be the secretary, because these are basic facts of life that they need to know. They need to know how to run a meeting, they need to know how to keep notes, and they need to have a better public speaking. And that is what we are teaching them here. So every Sunday, we do have an itemized agenda for the kids to practice, starting from introduction. They need to know how to introduce themselves. I mean, the need of that when they go for a job, they need to be able to introduce themselves. What do they really want to be in life? That is why we're inserting their introduction is very, very powerful in our program. And having said that, I think one of the key things that we ask the kids to read is a mission statement, the reason why we are here as a group, because that kind of set the tone and the rules, because knowing the mission statement of why we are here speaks volume for the kids. So once they go through that motion, by reading the mission statement, they kind of set the tone for the whole thing, for them now to say, okay, the moderator will say, let's read, what the minutes is all about, and the minute of the previous meeting are being read so that they know where they left off. And having done all that for them to put them in tone, then we go to something we call current affairs, because it is very important. I think Tony can attest to that, that current affairs is part of the curriculum in high school. People do want to know that you are just not, settling for less. You need to know what is happening in your environment. And that is a key, for them to know that they need to know what is happening in America. They need to know what is happening in Japan. They need to know what is happening in Africa. Those are things that we brush up their public speaking. We teach them all that, for the benefit that when they go out there will be a good representation of Oasis, just like what we are doing today. And on top of that, I think a part of that current affairs is for us now to, sometimes we do debate, on issues. How does this affect us in life when we debate? We talk about the Ebola crisis. We talk about issues of women. We talk about so many things, that is really of help to them when they are heading to college. I think those are the basic things that we are teaching. Ordinarily, I don't think they have that opportunity, in school, but here is a basic fact of life that we are teaching them. And it's been working because we have many young professionals that now we call African young professionals that are giving back to Oasis. Case in point, the lady that is doing our newsletter, the e-news, is Afua. She's in law school, and she graduated from our program. She took that on pro bono to help us do the e-news. The gentleman that is doing our website lives in New York. Is one of Oasis young professionals. So those are the gaining, those are the benefit, that we as an Oasis, because we run this show pro bono. They are volunteers organization. Nobody gets paid. More than it's a labor of love that we have to give back to the community, and that's what we are doing. And I hope everybody, can come October 25th. Starting at 6 o'clock at the Marriott to come and join us and celebrate our youth and celebrate our leaders, because a lot of our leaders are going to be receiving an award on that day. So we are hoping that everybody will join us, to celebrate this occasion.
That is very good, Morris, to see that Oasis is getting the youth involved and they're having responsibilities and they're doing activities and things to really uplift their spirits and get them involved in the community and proud of their community. That's outstanding. So, Toyin, can you tell us the mission of Oasis?
Okay, the Oasis Youth Mission Statement is youth coming together for the common purpose of acquiring and sharing knowledge within their community about life skills, education, leadership, in a safe and controlled environment. The Oasis Youth slogan is "The Leaders of Tomorrow Starting Today."
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Well, Morris and Toyin, thank you both very much for being on Africa Teaching and giving us the news and info of what Oasis and the African community is doing. This is very outstanding. I want to encourage members of the community and our viewers out there to get involved. This is our community, whether it's the African, whether it's the Italian, whether it's the Caverdian, whether it's the Caucasian, it doesn't matter. This is our community, and we all need to get involved, learn some kind of diversity, and share, and be full of fun and joy in our little city. Okay, that's how we protect each other. Like Senator Juan Pichado said, diversity does not have to mean disparity. It does not. It means that we have to find our strengths, our benefits together. Everybody has something to bring to the table, and we advise that you join in and participate. Vote.
To the beat, LXG, to the beat, Kemzo Entertainment, to the beat, to the beat, to the beat, get up and make with it, dance to the beat, to the beat, to the beat, I like the way you
50%.
50%.
50%. Did you know that if you're between the ages of 18 and 35, you're 10 times more likely to die from a car crash?
Increase your odds by 50%.
Just by wearing a seatbelt.
It can make the difference between living or dying.
I know this.
We know this.
Do you?
So click it or ticket. In Rhode Island, it's the law. Seatbelts save lives.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Africa Teaching, a production of the Pepperbird magazine. I'm Karen McLaurin-Chesson, your host. And today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Robert Richardson. I first met Mr. Richardson last week in an initiative to seek a donation from him. And the next thing we knew, we came rushing over to Food for the Soul. Mr. Richardson, thank you ever so much for granting us this interview.
Thank you so much, Sue.
And thank you for cooking such fabulous food.
Oh, thank you so much.
And educating our youth and training them in the food industry as well as the soul industry.
Yes, you're welcome so much.
So, with that said, Mr. Richardson is the sole proprietor of Food for the Soul. Could you tell us how long you've had Food for the Soul?
Well, we own Food for Soul for almost 8 years now. We founded it on godly principles, and it's been a pleasure to feed people through food and love people through food. It's my passion of mine to give back through food with love and giving for the living. That's
And you also have a ministry.
Yes, God gave us a ministry, Food for Soul Ministries. We have another ministry where God allowed us to teach the Word and preach the Word. And that's on 196 on Chad Brown Street in Providence, Rhode Island. It's from 10 to 11:30. And it's a great thing that we're able to give back to the neighborhood and the community. Our job is to feed the people, help the blind see the Word and hear the Word, and the dumb understand the Word. So we're trying to do this through our ministry, through God first, and then feeding people second with love, with a passion, and that's the way of. And after every service, we give refreshments and free refreshments after service, because sometimes the people in the neighborhood communities, sometimes they don't have breakfast, and we don't want them to go home weekly. And sometimes you have to feed the people to get the spirit, the Word into them. Sometimes you got to give love, because everybody says they love us, but sometimes you got to give to show the love. Yes.
That's a good point. And another thing, that I find very special,
Yes.
it really touches my heart, is the fact that you hire young people and you work with young people, and we all come from different backgrounds.
Yes.
You draw no lines. You have young people from all ethnic and racial groups.
Yes.
And you're trying to uplift them, and we're very proud of the work that you've been doing.
Thank you so
Really.
much.
And but the part that really touches me is that you kind of embrace all races and young people, and you've opened your heart, your business, and your knowledge and share that with them.
Well, yes. Again, our mission is to. I was one of the troubled youth, so I was one of the troubled youth. I went from stealing my mom's money at 7, 8, 9 years old. I went from stealing, and so I went to the training school. I was 16 and 17, and so sometimes when you're oppressed, the kids don't. It causes you to do things, negative behavior. So we take these youth and these kids, and we try to create jobs and give them some basic fundamentals, where from dishwashing or just making a burger, and then a lot of times these kids have a lot of potential. There's a seed inside of them, and once you show these kids some love, some unconditional love, it works. It comes back to you. And the youth, they respect you. They go on to do greater things. They want to get good jobs. They know how to be on time. So our mission is just to create jobs and give them a second chance. And we working with all the schools and the colleges, and we have the youth from Chamber of Commerce and from Tech Chamber high schools, and the youth that come in 1 day a week. They do their studies here, So yes, that's what we do. We work with a lot of the agencies, the youth and violence, study youth and violence. We hire like 8 to 10. When we work with them, they pay them a little stipend. But our job is to take the troubled kids, create jobs, because sometimes the rich people, the people in high places are not hiring these kids. So in turn, they force them to, they go off, they sell, they do this, they do that, they cause the violence. And sometimes we get to say one at a time. So now that God gave me food for the soul, now, we hired more than 50 youth in the last 7 years. What we gave them 3 years, some in 5 years, some in 2 years, some in 6 months, 8 months. We have Latino, Spanish, Italian, all our races, all our employees is it's diversity. And that's it. One of our managers, Tim Mignon, has been here for, a very long time. He's been managing, the catering, so we work with all the colleges, PC, Johnson Wales, and so just giving back. And so we're getting ready to do this Emancipation Day we've been doing for the last 5 years.
Yes.
With the First Friday's Music One. So we've been a pilot. We give out free ice cream to the first 200 people every summer. So our job is to create jobs and just give these kids a second chance. And that's why food for the soul. You must not live by bread alone, it's by the word. I'll stand on it. I don't care how much mess people are going through, how much youth are going through, what they're going through. But once they hear that word, that spirit, it stops changing with love.
Yeah.
That's love conquers all. So I just, thank God for giving me the opportunity to open up this building. Because when God closes the door, no man can open. And I believe that. So when you open this door, now we're just able to create jobs. It's all about giving for the living. Giving love, not wanting nothing back. Because it's not about our works. It's about what we're doing with the youth. We just hire so many of them, When someone comes in as volunteer, we have to give them a job, give them some basic skills, CCRI programs, these autistic kids that, have problems and with their hands, we don't see no nakedness, the council, they drop them off. And so we're just so happy that we're taking the time with, these autistic kids and for our day, to take them, CCRI, we're taking them and literally showing them how to make cakes. This is a something for love. You know what? These youth, these kids come from CCI, all walks of life, all colors of law. They come in with the council, drop them off, and pick them up. And it makes us feel wonderful because these councils, they don't talk to us, and they tell us all about it. Blah, blah, blah. So it makes us feel good to love that food for soul joy. And I'm glad that God named us food for soul, not Tina, not Roberts, not this, not that. But food for the soul. It really works. Just giving people a word. Now we have Food for Soul Ministries. God founded that. I don't know how, but I believe that the word says we have not because we ask not. And I just love it. I just love to see people that you transform from being bad to being good. And it's like David, he was the baddest 17-year-old, but he was good and became king. So these kids here can be the same through food, through love. It's not like teach through food, through love, show them how to cut lettuce and to make the basic fundamentals, because everything starts small and then it grows. And also, God said the seeds in all of us. We want the cob, but the seeds in our pocket, the word. But we gotta get the seed to grow to get the cob. They don't want the seed, the word of God. The word gets it. The seed starts so small. I just think, Most High. I'm glad I'm not using organized religion. Because I love them all, from Catholic to Christian to Protestant to Jehovah's Witnesses. To Allah. I love every denomination. So my job is to speak the word strictly from the Bible and just see all denominations coming in. So this is a great place to have all the denominations coming in. Just love the word that comes out of here, because it ain't me speaking, but it is my daddy. And I believe that. I'm a believer. And so thank you for that. Yes, and that's how we will get back to you.
Well, now, in terms of the service, the services are every Sunday at 297.
296.
Now 296 Jazz Brown.
Yes.
And they take place from 10 to 11.
10 to 11:30. We have service 10 to 11:30.
Service 10 to 11:30. Now, in reference to your restaurant on Admiral Street.
Yes.
This is the place where the young people garner their skills, have an opportunity to learn about food prep, have an opportunity to learn about service work in terms of dealing with the public. They have an opportunity to learn how to make different dishes and pastries and they also have to, keep the place clean, learn about sanitation and the regulations that they have to abide by.
Yes.
And the address is
296 Chad Brown Street. That's in Providence, Rhode Island. It's 02905.
the restaurant.
I'm sorry, 149 Admiral Street in Providence, Rhode Island. That's 02908.
Great. And are there any, now, does this ministry, how old is the ministry?
The ministry was just founded, it's like not even 8 weeks old.
Oh.
It's a very new founded ministry that, you really didn't ask for it, but God, when He gives you something, we have to, abide by God. And so, yes, it's 8 weeks old. And our ministry here is another ministry, Food for the Soul, where we donate a lot of food to different parishes and different churches, the crossroads, Banners houses. And, people will call us. That's what we're here for, get donations and things like that, yes.
Excellent. But having eaten here twice.
Yes.
First met you last week.
Yes.
Back again this week.
Yes.
I have to say that the food is very tasty, very wholesome, hot, and the atmosphere is very comfortable, very pleasing, very positive and upbeat. So by all means, stop by the restaurant and get some food for the soul.
Yes.
And so I started calling you Pastor?
Brother Rob's my name.
Brother.
Yes, Brother Rob.
Brother Robert?
I prefer Brother Rob.
Okay.
My name, Brother Rob.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Well, Brother Robert, again, thank you. You're doing an outstanding job. Are there any parting words you'd like to tell our viewers?
Well, it's like everyone, just be in control and feed your soul from Food for the Soul. Just everyone, just keep your eyes on the prize of God and turn your frown upside down and smile. And thank you so much. Yes, Food for the Soul. If you need a hand or a word, some encouragement, anything, just call us. The Food for Soul Ministries. You need prayer, you need a word, you need food, anything that we can help you with.
And what's the number they should call?
Our number is 401-490-2796. That's the number for here, Food for Soul. And yes.
So they can call here for the ministry as well as...
The ministry number is, it's 401. You contact Timothy Mignon, the manager. That's 952-8194. That's Timothy Mignon. You contact him for ministries. And that's every Sunday, yes. 10 to 11. The anointing shows up. It's consistent with God. Just spending up with word and food, with any parts of it that we can just help get the youth back on track. Yes.
Yes, the goal is to certainly get youth back on track. Yes. And your investment in time will, I'm sure every day you see how it pays off. Every day.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, get them out every day.
Yes. So, well, thank you so much.
Yes.
Brother Robert.
We have special.
And just a PS. They have dinners $5, and they have daily specials at $7. And the hours of operation are?
It's 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday.
And they serve breakfast, they serve lunch, and they serve dinner.
Yes.
So stop by.
Get some food for the soul.
Thank you
so much.
Robert, for your time.
Thank you. Yes, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to meet you again. Oh, it's a pleasure.
Pleasure's ours.
Yes. Thank you.
So if time permits, you must stop by Food for the Soul. It's a great place to eat, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Thanks for watching us, and we hope that we share a new business, a new industry to you. Take care. Have a great day.
Baby, bend down low, make a buckler. Scatter your waist like a buckler. The way you the dance like a ram, make a drop that make a pull. And I want to dance to the beats. Like on me box and me, I want to dance to the beats. The way you the shake it, make a they want to the beat. Say the music is sweet, oh. Shake up your bump